In this quiet wilderness, it takes a determined effort to even get here, because much of the region is accessible only by water. But the effort pays off if you want to see some of the oldest living trees on Earth. This is the Black River Preserve, a section of Bladen and Pender counties that is now protected by the North Carolina Nature Conservancy.
The Black River is a classic blackwater stream draining a sizable portion of the outer coastal plain of North Carolina. This section of the river that I'm on is approximately 35 miles upstream from the confluence of the Black River and the Cape Fear River. During the 18th and 19th century, this river was essential for movement of commerce in this part of North Carolina. Cotton, the turpentine, everything else moved down this river to be shipped to other parts of the country and the world.
Those industries and that river traffic have since faded away or moved on, leaving the river basin to return pretty much to what it was before civilization found it.
There are lengthy sections of the river where the river is quite wide, lending itself to boat traffic, and then other areas that are so narrow they're impassable to a boat of any size, great for kayaks and canoes. Another aspect of the river here is how the entire river is covered by the canopy of trees. The trees reach out from both sides in search of more sunlight and completely cover the water.
The Black River is recognized as one of the cleanest waterways in North Carolina. Although the water looks black, its actual rich tea color reflects the kind of vegetation that formed dense forests along its 66-mile drainage. Water ash and catbrier, black gum and tupelo gum, water hickory, American elm, and a few longleaf pines and several kinds of oaks all can be found here. But it's the bald cypress that has brought a certain amount of notoriety to the Black River, because cypress trees have thrived here for what turns out to be a very long time. In the fall of the year, as they prepare to drop their needles for winter, their golden color makes them easy to spot all along the river.
Cypress are very tolerant of wet soils, hydric soils. Some of them are very large at the base, but the largest trees are not necessarily the oldest trees.
Scientists were aware that the Black River was home to a lot of old bald cypress, but it was not until the 1980s that a detailed survey was made. It was during that time that the Nature Conservancy launched its efforts to protect as much of the floodplain as possible.
And we've met with a great deal of success there. To date, we've been able to acquire either conservation easements or land in fee totaling about 14,000 acres. This has been a concerted effort between the Nature Conservancy and other partners to make sure that these ancient cypress can stay here and that this area will continue to enjoy the conservation benefits that it provides.
Once you travel a bit beyond the broad open water, you begin to see the oldest trees. You feel as if you are leaving civilization behind, joining the ranks of explorers seeing this for the first time.
This is a section of the river known as the Three Sisters. It has the highest density of ancient cypress found along the river. You'll notice that in the understory there's ash, almost pure ash. This is called Carolina pop ash. And if you look closely with the darker, denser areas, that's mistletoe. In the mid-1980s, a small team of scientists came to North Carolina in search of old tree ring material. They were referred to this site, among others, by the Natural Heritage Program because the Black River was known to have high concentrations of bald cypress, which are known to be long-lived. They discovered that there were trees here that were in excess of 2,000 years old. The dendrochronologist responsible for discovering the age of these trees were not attempting to find the oldest tree in eastern North America. Their purpose was to collect tree ring material dating back 1,000 years or more to recreate climate patterns here in North America. In the process of sampling trees up and down the Black River, every tree that was sampled, they would actually put a tag on the tree with a serial number. And during this study, they discovered that the oldest tree here that they dated was 364 AD. This makes this stand of cypress here on the Black River the oldest stand of trees in eastern North America. One reason why the Nature Conservancy was keenly interested in focusing on this area from a conservation standpoint is because of the scientific value of having the oldest stand of trees in eastern North America and the ability in the future for people to be able to study that and to use it for public knowledge. And of course there are other benefits as well, public use of the river and also the protection of a number of endangered species that are found here, both plants and animals. There are several fish in the Black River that are found in few other places. Fish like the Cape Fear chub and the broadtail mad tom. The river is also known for its diverse mussel and freshwater clam diversity, and there are several that are unique to this river as well. One that's referred to as the Atlantic pigtoe. You gotta love the names.
It's a bit humbling to visit these ancient trees and to reflect on the centuries of history that have quietly slipped away along this river, with only a brief nod to man's history. It's quite a special place, this Black River Preserve, which we leave now to its slow slumber.